This is hopefully a brief and quick video on the ghetto happenings of Christmas Eve into Christmas. We already made a video here that's posted publicly yesterday about the day before Christmas Eve going into Christmas Eve. I'm going to work backwards. First of all, working backwards from the illegalities with all the individuals. This morning, knowing that I've hardly got any sleep last night, pretty much in and out of meditation and in and out of sexual, spiritual abuse with massive amounts of triggering that no one else actually experiences in this life, as the man upstairs tells me. But John G. Roberts is someone who is extremely guilty in this case right now. The Supreme Court Justice who's viewed my Instagram maybe twice, specifically seeing the physically to be found nowhere violin post a while ago. He refuses to look back at all the new postings. Justin Bieber keeps getting false affirmations to him about that I'm a coward, that I'm taking everything way too seriously. And John G. Roberts would like me to get some messages to him in spirit, but I don't pray like that. I just trust that the man upstairs will get messages to him. I've tried that and it just doesn't work for me. Because of all of the information that I have within me. I think I'm just like a very light person. So is Justin Bieber. But he chooses to do that throughout his whole life and takes advantage and manipulates the system. So John G. Roberts is manipulated negatively and is notified constantly. I mean, I'm constantly hearing about him, and this morning is no exception too. So he's just getting sarcastic with God. And we have Steve Harvey, who threatens me this morning that he has the power to make me feel like I am nothing, especially if he goes to jail. So, but then the man upstairs already relays to him that that I've already felt like that throughout my life. That like even with all my successes, I've always felt unconsciously and unconsciously that I'm still not doing enough or I'm not good enough at it. That's because of the way my upbringing was. To some degree. So that's why that I always feel like that. It's insane, and I'm always having to observe that. So Steve Harvey wouldn't have any new effect on that. But he threatens that because he knows that his daughters are going to jail, and he knows that he's going to jail, and most likely his wife is going to jail. So this morning, though, we have the Charlton Howard, the Kid Leroy, staring at pictures of my soul girl, like my partner or whatever, in New York. Giving me, and then also affirming that I'm extremely tired during it. So it was right before I decided to get up for the day completely, and all kinds of bad luck. Like I had like nice like bottoms on, like pants or whatever. Like my zipper broke, and like it's just a bunch of bad luck because I've been going through bad luck with sexual illegalities all night, I have a feeling. But the Kid Leroy, he gets into the sexual energy and gives me massive amounts of like really high frequency sexual triggering. It's like high frequency. It's like very, the older word from some of these other spiritual rape cases is dainty. But it's very different with the Soulmate. Before this, and then I'm extremely exhausted. And then the man upstairs tells me when I'm getting my coffee this morning, like, if Charlton Howard was out here on the street, he would feel really, really great today because it's Christmas. I would make sure his energy is so up. But the man upstairs can't have any, he has no power with it because of these intense sexual attacks. So, because he knows that if Charlton Howard was out here, I would not be attacking him. I would never do such a thing. I wouldn't do any of this kind of stuff. And if I knew that I was out here, I would immediately come out and arrange a ride or, a long time ago. So it's really, really interesting. All of the guilty parties that we're dealing with and the greed and the selfishness that is being displayed through my experience here. I'm feeling very like low and out of energy today. But pretty much throughout the night was Nick Collins in and out. This is the biggest finding of Christmas Eve into Christmas with the Soulmate, and also looking at the twin flame's vagina picture. Also the twin flame in prison, because she has advantages because it's the holiday or something like that. The man upstairs is giving her advantages in the prison. The man upstairs all night is asking me to document this rape case because it's so heinous, it's so bad, it's so triggering, it's so horrible. And then because it's the soulmate that is also aimed at, I believe my mother is feeling it more. My mother is documented more recently with the soulmate. It's like coming in more. But also my mother had connections with, I believe, the twin flame too, telepathically. I'm not sure. I don't know if they were just keeping it secretive. I don't even know. I feel like I do know. But with the soulmate, it's very obvious. There's triggering going on in the family, even I think with my brother. So with the soulmate, it's very sacred with the hate crimes that can occur. That should never occur. But in the case of someone famous like me and someone who's like talented and someone who has stirred up a lot of truth about negativity and the illegalities going on and why so many people are facing close to life sentences. I mean, a lot of people at this point, and especially moving down the road, if I'm not evacuated from the street life or even from just like a poor to middle class life, wherever I am, it's just getting worse and worse and more permanent for these life sentences. But the Nick Collins thing today, I mean, it was really, really, really just not okay. And it's always like that. But when it's a combination of the twin flame and the soulmate, it's actually even more violating. The soulmate is kind of rolling around in bed, sort of half awake too, as well. Not feeling very well. I'm also forced to negatively masturbate, so I get negatively horny. Nick Collins at one point holds after a lot of trial and error with like on and off, so he'll give me a little break for 5 minutes and come back in. That's what he'll do. I almost felt like it's almost like I don't know what an STD feels like, but it felt like something is really wrong. Like I need to go to the hospital or something because of the way he's holding the shaft of his penis up for a long, long time. And then I'm feeling like this like intense, nasty, dainty STD type energy at the tip of my penis. And also negatively turn on once again. It's really, really horribly violating. There's a million of these cases. There's a million cases already on Nick Collins that has been, was archived. Some of it was public that YouTube took away on Ryan Delaney Pop YouTube, which is why YouTube is in trouble too now because I can't have access to any of those. I mean, probably 100 spiritual rape cases over there. There's a handful over here on this Instagram. Triggering. I also, with the soulmate, I get different triggering actually in like the upper chest or like different like poking and like in the back, which is something I didn't get with just solely the twin flame. So it's very eye-opening to see how we are at a loss right now in 2024, 2025, where like we're not taking spiritual matters very seriously, even if they're really, really well documented, because this is really, really well documented, and Nick Collins is still roaming free out there, not behind bars. Same with Mike Beckwith. Now, before Nick Collins, Mike Beckwith came in just for a little bit, just to say, yeah, see what I can do with you. Now I'll stop, because I documented him yesterday, and that was it. So, but it was mainly Nick Collins, and then early this morning for a half an hour, the Kid Leroy, and causing complete deprivation of energy this morning. Whatever, I'll just have my coffee, see if that works. Coffee hasn't been working a lot lately because there's been so much sexual negativity that like I'll drink coffee and I just like don't even get the caffeine rush that I need to feel a little bit more energized. A lot of these idiots, all these handfuls of people. Also, we have, before I forget, someone named Mike from New Jersey who used to work as a colleague in the PhD department with my twin flame. As students, Mike something, I forgot his name before I forget. I was thinking about him. He's not labeled on the previous post. He is a high stakes, also physical a little bit with the twin flame, but also sexual, spiritual, criminal as well. He went to Seton Hall University as well. This is a Christmas 2024 documentation of spiritual illegality, rape cases, as I can remember all the details. A lot of ankle tenderness. I can go into all the details of all the emotional body symptoms, but I've already done that in so many of these different postings. So, and also, we finally have the last item to be addressed that it has to do with the sexual illegalities, but also has to do with just the financial illegalities. Is unfortunately, I don't want to mention family anymore, but my uncle Richard Sperling, he owes me for the Sacred Donory Intellectual Journey $8,000. Throughout the years since I was a kid, he was able to figure out things on the computer and figure out things with like coding and different things that pertain to his work through the energy that he gained with my lightness around the holiday season, which I only found out now, and it all makes sense because he always had his computer out. My father was always praising him for like having the technology out, and like he would fix our own personal desktop computer, like if it had bugs and issues. And over the years, he's been sort of a secretive AI guy a little bit. So anyway, it doesn't matter. But he owes me $8,000 now. He's also affirmed things that I drink alcohol, and then he like says don't drink alcohol for a certain amount of days in spirit, and then I'll pay you like $65 or $650 or at the most $1,600. So it's like in 30 days on January 22nd or something like that, he'll give me $1,600. But then he's telling the man upstairs, I hope he doesn't know about that I owe him a lot more than that. But then the man upstairs tells him he does know that you owe him a lot more than that. So it's a case for Supreme Court with my uncle. Unfortunately, with $28,000 in financial restitution and 5,000 days in jail or more, actually, because now time will go on. We don't know what he's going to donate, what he's going to do, but he's part of the greed and the selfishness. Elon Musk has a hunch about my uncle as well. So this is all involved in the last like couple of days just coming out, but this is mainly the main topic of this video. And anyway, as it pertains to alcohol though, is because when I am abused and used like this and sexually abused, there are certain times where the triggering is so bad that it just feels like I need to go get a drink. It's just a little bit easier, or maybe 3 or 4, you know, like it just feels like that. It's weird with all these symptoms that I get from different people. The alcohol will come up in different ways depending on the emotional body symptoms or the triggering, or sometimes it feels a little bit exhilarating in a negative way. It's like negatively exhilarating, sort of like negatively horny or negatively turned on, which a lot of these individuals give as well, like when I don't feel like masturbating. I'm also involuntary body movements all over the place, like my head moving back and forth to the left and to the right with Mike Beckwith and Nick Collins. Also my legs moving on their own. Also having to go to the bathroom multiple times. And it doesn't make any sense because I hardly ate any food yesterday on Christmas Eve because I was actually just hustling all day because it was the holiday with the violin and the guitar. So it's very messed up, my life. And there are some important people out there who know all about it and are doing nothing about it, including, once again, from the beginning of this video, John G. Roberts, Supreme Court Justice, who it appears that man upstairs just keeps telling me that he has to go to jail now for upwards to 10,000 days, which is insane because he's supposed to be the one who's on the sentencing board for all of these celebrities and movie producers, actors, models, etc. All toy luck of the draw. Toy luck of the draw, to be more specific, toy luck of the draw positive people. And I'm toy luck of the draw negative, or toy luck of the draw, more specifically, guinea pig, to see what they'll do with me as I'm the same energy and the same talent level and the same work ethic and the same entertainment level. That's it. This is a documentation of a bunch of things: sexual illegalities, financial illegalities, different folks mentioned here, put in the thumbnail, on Christmas Day, from Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, documented on Christmas Day. And I waited because to document it instead of last night, even though the man upstairs is harping on me. While I'm going through all the sexual illegalities and he's cursing me out, giving me also negative dialogue while all this is going on, very perpetual motion of it, I get more negative dialogue from the man upstairs. So it becomes like the devil dialogue from God. We know that God is dark. We're very dark here. We've become darker. We have people like Larry Dunn who say that things are getting worse. which I have documented, which is insane, because if other people are saying that too, and there are people that are rich and important and are saying that, then there's a lot of motion with that, and then things are appearing to get worse. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, even I'm a person out here who's definitely supposed to be loved out here. I'm a special type of person out here. I do a lot for people, and I work very diligently, and I do a lot of kind-hearted things. I'm just like a walking nice person, like, and I'm having no phone call or no gifts from people who know that I'm out here underprivileged. So yeah, things are getting worse because we're saying it like that. It's very odd. It's very nasty. So, you know, back in the day, a guy like me would have been given a letter or something like that before the invention of the telephone or something like that. I don't know. So it's very, very interesting and eye-opening here with this video. Thank you.